Crystal Valley Ranch is a beautiful master plan community on the south side of Castle Rock, not too far away from downtown Castle Rock. There are a ton of great neighborhoods in Castle Rock. However, Crystal Valley is special to our hearts because this is ultimately where me and my wife decided that we wanted to live. And so in this video, we're going to talk about both the pros and the cons to living in Crystal Valley Ranch here in Castle Rock, Colorado, so you can decide if it'd be a good fit for you or not. Hey, my name is Michael Caraway. I am a realtor and insurance agent in Castle Rock. I help people buy, sell, and protect their homes. So let's jump into the pros about living in Crystal Valley Ranch, and then toward the end, we'll jump into the cons. The first thing I have to say about Crystal Valley Ranch is that it is just really quiet compared to a lot of other neighborhoods in Castle Rock. So if you look at a map, Crystal Valley Ranch is definitely located a little bit more on the outskirts of the town of Castle Rock, which we love because ultimately we were looking for a little bit more of a quiet neighborhood when we were trying to figure out what was next for us. When we relocated back to Colorado, we were coming from the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, which is chaos everywhere. It's always noisy, always busy. So we wanted to be a little bit outside of town so that we could get a little bit more quiet. And you get that in Crystal Valley Ranch. Now don't get it wrong here, like Crystal Valley is not in the middle of nowhere. It's not in the country. You're just right on the outskirts of the town of Castle Rock with still really easy access into all the amenities that Castle Rock offers. But it's just nice because it is a little bit further out of town. You don't get all of the traffic noise. You don't hear, cars honking their horns and all of that kind of stuff. It's definitely a little bit more on the quiet side compared to other areas. The one thing that we love, even after living here for a while and we can't get over, is that it is just absolutely beautiful. Now in Castle Rock, a lot of neighborhoods have really beautiful views. In our opinion, Crystal Valley Ranch has some of the best views. When you're coming into the neighborhood, you see bluffs surrounding the entire neighborhood. Wherever you're at, basically, because there's so much topography, you're always going to have some sort of view of a bluff or a green belt or something like that. And again, coming from a place that was definitely, more suburban and, overdeveloped, and you didn't really have any beauty around you, we fell in love with Crystal Valley Ranch because wherever you look, there is beauty around you, and you still feel like you have that element of being in nature compared to in a city. Our personal house butts up to a green belt and overlooks a bunch of bluffs, and so literally one of the favorite things for us to do is to be able to sit out on a patio, enjoy a few drinks, maybe have a meal with the family, and let the kids run around the backyard. We love soaking in the beauty. It's really important to us, and that's a huge reason that we moved to Crystal Valley Ranch in the first place. All right, another great thing about Crystal Valley Ranch is its trail system. So obviously you have great sidewalks throughout the neighborhood, which is awesome. That should pretty much be in any newer development here in Colorado. So I'll say that that's pretty similar compared to other developments. However, Crystal Valley Ranch has done a really good job at making soft trails throughout the neighborhood, and it gives you that feeling that you can go hiking within your own neighborhood, which is awesome. In all of the green belts in the neighborhood, you're having at least one, most likely 2 to 3 different trails that go and work your way up through that green belt and connect to other trail systems. I can't tell you how many miles of trails that are in the neighborhood. What I can say is that we haven't even come close to touching all of them. So there is a ton, and there's a good variety of terrain and views and all that good stuff. So we absolutely love the trails. So I've already mentioned the amazing trails in the community. What's cool about that is that those trails end up connecting to these 2 parks called Quarry Mesa Park and Rhyolite Park. Now Rhyolite Park, you have some trails in that park. You also have a playground, you've got some fields, and you've got a disc golf course and a little bit of a mountain bike park. So that's really cool. Our personal favorite is Quarry Mesa, which again is right next to Rhyolite Park, and you can walk to it via the trails through the neighborhood. And Quarry Mesa has this huge trail system that goes around this huge bluff and works your way up this bluff, and there's tons of trails at the top of it. Really great views, awesome way to go walk with the family. I like to run up there as well, so it's a great spot. We absolutely love that. You can also bike up there if you're into that kind of thing. Another great thing about Crystal Valley Ranch is that there are still new construction opportunities in the neighborhood. As far as builders go, you've got D.R. Horton, you've got Taylor Morrison, you've got Toll Brothers, you've got Richmond, and a few others. And so you have a lot of great new construction opportunities here, all on varying price points. But a lot of people relocating to Castle Rock want the newer house. They want to take advantage of some of the offers that the builders have. If you're looking for new construction, Crystal Valley, in my opinion, is one of the best places to build a home right now. The other thing that we love about Crystal Valley Ranch is that you do have really quick access to downtown Castle Rock. We spend a ton of time in downtown Castle Rock between Festival Park there, all the great coffee shops there, and all the great places to go eat. Wild Blue Yonder is a great brewery down there that we go to. Tons of awesome things for the family to go do in downtown Castle Rock. We take advantage of that a lot. It's only about 10 minutes away from Crystal Valley. And the other thing that I would say about Crystal Valley is that it's been really easy to meet other people in the neighborhood. People are very social for the most part. There are a ton of families with younger kids here, and so naturally we've been able to meet a lot of great people that way. All right, so we're about to jump into the cons of Crystal Valley Ranch. But first, if you're needing help relocating to Castle Rock, or maybe you need to, sell your house and then buy here in Castle Rock, or maybe you live here, you're just watching this video for the heck of it, and you need someone to help insure your house or get a second opinion and make sure you're not paying too much for your insurance, then definitely reach out. I'd be honored to help you. My job is to help you buy, sell, and protect your home here in Castle Rock. All right, so the first obvious con for Crystal Valley Ranch, which can also be a pro, more in our opinion, but a con in a lot of people's eyes, is that it is a little bit further outside of town. So like I said, that is a pro for us because we wanted it a little bit quieter. However, if you're always going to be commuting, being in Crystal Valley Ranch right now is going to add probably 10 to 15 minutes to your commute time. And if you're commuting to downtown Denver, you're already probably looking at that 45-minute range to an hour range for your commute. So that extra 10 to 15 minutes can sometimes hurt a little bit. And so this is something to keep in mind. If you're constantly commuting, you're not necessarily going to love the fact that you have an extra 15-minute commute. The other thing is, it's 10 to 15 minutes away from most conveniences that you're going to need. Grocery store is about 10 minutes away. Gas station is probably about 5 minutes away. You do have a liquor store within the neighborhood. It's about 5 minutes away. You've got a gym. You've got a coffee shop, all about 5 minutes away, just on the edge of the community. Downtown Castle Rock is about that 10-minute range. If you're looking to get to the outlets in Castle Rock, you're looking at probably 15 to 20 minutes, most likely probably 15 minutes. And then getting up into Lone Tree, you're looking at about 20 minutes. And so, again, it's a little bit further outside of downtown. Some people don't like that. Something to note, though, on that fact is that right now the commute time is a little bit longer. Yes, because it is a little bit further south, but mostly because the access to 25 is a little bit awkward. Right now, you've kind of got to take an indirect path that wraps around down into closer to downtown Castle Rock and then getting on I-25. Which is the major interstate that's going to get you to the northern part of the Denver metro area. But right now they are developing a new on and off ramp that's just right outside of Crystal Valley, which is going to significantly reduce commute times for a lot of people. Another con right now is that there is a lot of construction in the area going on, and some people definitely don't like that. For us, when we moved in, we bought a new construction home, and so, for a few months, we had to deal with construction traffic around us. And you're just going to naturally deal with that when you're buying in a neighborhood that has construction opportunities for you to buy. So it's kind of one of the trade-offs of that. But more of the convenience is definitely the construction that's going on that on-ramp and off-ramp that we talked about to I-25, as well as all of the construction going on across 25, where they're putting up a bunch of development. They're going to put up a bunch of new homes. They're going to be putting up Costco and all sorts of things over there. That's causing a lot of traffic jams as well if you take the frontage road into Crystal Valley. And so you just have to be ready to deal with construction from a lot of different aspects if you're going to be moving to Crystal Valley Ranch. Another con in Crystal Valley Ranch is that homes are really packed in there. A lot of homes in Crystal Valley Ranch are not going to have big backyards, and a lot of them are going to be so crammed in there that you don't have a lot of space between each house from the side, but also in the backyard that butts up to your neighbor's backyard. So again, generally speaking, the homes are a little bit tighter and you have smaller lots. However, there are plenty of opportunities to buy along green belts or buy on an oversized lot in Crystal Valley Ranch. And so that's something to note going into it, that if having a bigger backyard and having a little bit more privacy is important to you, you are going to have to be a little bit more strategic and be a little more patient about finding the right opportunity in Crystal Valley Ranch. If you are planning to buy a new construction home, Richmond is one builder that has been doing a really good job at making sure that homes aren't just packed in really tight and that they're positioned in a way that gives you more privacy and gives you the best views. And so that would be one builder I would direct you to if you were looking for a little bit more space or views, but there are other options in the community as well that I could help talk through as well. So if you are looking to possibly buy a home in Crystal Valley Ranch, or you're just looking to possibly insure your Crystal Valley Ranch home or Castle Rock home, definitely hit me up. I'd be honored to help you. And until next time, I'll see you later.